everybody, I'm Jim Sinacropi. This is Around the Lakes on FingerLakes1.com, and what a great event coming up in Geneva, starting tomorrow, running through next Tuesday, the first annual Scott Lafaro Geneva Jazz Festival. And to talk about it, we have one of the founding organizers, Janelle Bradshaw, here in studio with us. And Janelle, thanks for joining us on the eve of the big event.
Yeah, hi Jimmy, thank you for having me here. It's good to see you again.
So this is really a world-class event right here in our own backyard, and I imagine for the next several days, it runs Thursday through Tuesday, March 28th. Geneva is just going to be buzzing with some of these talented musicians and music fans, and it just should be a great scene in Geneva. And so if for some people they might just be hearing about this now, so why don't you fill us in on, first of all, how this event came about, and then we'll get into the details of what people can expect.
Thanks, Jimmy. Well, Geneva has been throughout history noted for bringing in popular and historic musicians into our area. And one of the musicians back in the late 60s was Scott Lafaro. And Scott Lafaro was a bassist. He went to New York, became famous for his style, and is immortalized in the recordings of several famous artists like Miles Davis and Bill Evans from those late 60s hot jazz times. And unfortunately, though, he was killed in the early 60s. And the city of Geneva took it upon themselves to recognize him and his work by starting a Scott Lafaro celebration about 6 years ago. Mm-hmm. So last fall, I noticed that they were bringing in one of the leading names in jazz today, Christian McBride, to play Scott Lafaro's bass and to present a concert on Tuesday, the 28th of March. And, you know, as a jazz artist and jazz enthusiast, I went out of my mind. I'm like, Christian McBride is coming to town. We have to create a pathway to generate excitement for this concert, mm-hmm. because if you're not a jazz enthusiast, you don't really know the name. And we expect thousands of people to come to town for the Jazz Festival this weekend, starting on Thursday. We're kicking off with our hometown heroes with the Geneva All-Stars sextet, including Jimmy Richmond and some notable musicians like Nick Moses and Mark Gramling on Thursday at our welcome reception. And we've been able to open Finger Lakes Live events for the weekend. That's where all our ticketed events will be. And we are filling the city with local, regional, and nationally renowned artists, including Steve Davis on Monday at Ventosa. It's going to be a great weekend. We expect hundreds, if not thousands, of people to come and enjoy the city of Geneva. Very exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting, and you can imagine, you know, what a great scene it'll be at the local restaurants, and there's performances daily and nightly throughout starting tomorrow on Thursday, running through Tuesday, culminating Tuesday night in the Christian McBride concert at the Smith, which isn't actually part of the Geneva Jazz Fest, but it works out to be kind of like the grand finale almost.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. So we've designed the festival to really provide opportunities for all types of listeners to get involved with jazz. Some people who might have preconceived notions about what jazz music is, but the styles are so diverse,
right.
And we brought in a multitude of artists to reflect the different styles, and also provided different environments for you to enjoy jazz while enjoying Geneva. To note, we're going to offer some really incredible duos at Brewery Ardennes, and those will coincide with their dinners that they offer on a regular basis. That environment is something, if you haven't seen it, you got to get there. The food,
yeah, it's
Belgian
a
beer.
little off the beaten path, so it's not like downtown Geneva, but it's a really unique place and just one of these amazing venues that have popped up in the past 10 years around the region. And I went for the first time this summer, and it is a fantastic place. So speak about some of the other venues where people can go.
Yeah, we've also designed the schedule so you can establish your own almost pub crawl, if you will.
Mm-hmm.
Lake Drum Brewery, great small brewery right in the center of downtown. The Hideout is offering events in the happy hour times from 3 to 6 on Friday and Saturday. Lake Drum's events are 4 to 7. Around the corner, the Hideout is a new bar, have some really great features, and they're gonna have two bands that have horns. On Friday, a trombone player. On Saturday, a trumpet player. That appeals to me because I love brass. Mm-hmm. And then our friends at the Linden Social Club will host happy hour performances from 5 to 8. I'll be playing Friday at 5 o'clock sharp, and the first set with the Dwayne Perry and Friends Band. He's an awesome drummer from the Ithaca area. People who are rising stars, such as Hanna PK, a blues pianist from the Rochester area, and Paradigm Shift with Mel Henderson, they'll be playing also at the Social Club. There's brunch on Sunday at the Social Club and also at Brewery Ardennes. And we also, for those people that might not be into the bar scene, we're offering musicians at Empire Coffee, a new coffee shop on Preemption Road, in the early part of the day from, I think, at 1:30 on both Friday and Saturday.
So it may seem a little overwhelming because there are 22 bands, 7 different venues, but it all comes together at GenevaJazzFestival.com, where you can go there and see in nice orderly fashion the whole schedule. You can learn more about the artists that'll be performing, and then you can get tickets as well, which you can buy tickets for individual shows, which not every show requires a ticket. There's going to be performances that you can just walk in without, paying a cover charge or anything. But then there are some that will require a ticket. You can buy tickets at the door, but the best way, if you're planning on, going out for 2 or more of these bigger performances, is to get the passport, which is $65, $71.54 after the fees and stuff per person, which will just basically be your passport to everything going on. So if you won't have to worry, you just go wherever you want, whenever you want, and that covers you for the whole weekend. Even the Monday night dinner show, which if you wanted to get dinner, there would be an add-on charge, but you can still just go to that if you have this passport, which so you can get the tickets right online. It's pretty simple, and everything's kind of laid out there for it, which I recommend you do, because you'll see the scope of this event and how great it will be. So if you might have plans on Saturday that you can't make it, don't worry. There's plenty of other times you can get to Geneva and check out some of these great national and local artists who are going to be performing everywhere throughout the city at 7 different venues for the next 5 days.
6 days.
Yeah. 6 days.
Yeah.
So it is awesome. And how were you able to kind of, when you started to decide you wanted to do this, like, how did you get from point A to B to, starting with nothing to now having this full slate and so many partners involved?
Well, after, I discovered the Christian McBride concert was coming, I instantly thought of my friend Steve Davis, who's a internationally renowned artist, a trombonist who's going to be playing at Ventosa on Monday, March 27th. And like you said, that concert is included in the passport. Also, if you get the passport, there's a special feature that you can attend the artist happy hour at Ventosa as well on Monday. Dinner optional and additional. But I'm so enthused about the opportunities that we have in our area. My partner, Michael George Gonzalez and Flema Productions, we got together. I'm fairly new on the scene, just a couple years into the music scene, if you will, in the Finger Lakes. But
you're pretty well ingrained.
I've learned a lot. And Gonzo, that's what we call him, Gonzo, has been a professional musician in the area for quite some time. And he just has a network of people that he works with on a regular basis. And these musicians are just reflective of the high quality performers and people that we have access to right here in our area. It's hard to understand the magnitude of professionalism in music in this area because of Eastman School of Music in Rochester,
right.
Nazareth College in Rochester, Ithaca College, Cornell, Syracuse University, SUNY Oswego, MCC, OCC, FLCC. They all have these incredible music programs, and a lot of those, the people that attend and teach at those schools are people that remain in the area, and we have access to them. It's just going to be a wonderful highlight of the musical artistry that we have to provide right here in the Finger Lakes. Amazing. Blows me away.
First annual Scott Lafaro Geneva Jazz Fest, Thursday, March 23rd through Tuesday, March 28th. More information at GenevaJazzFestival.com. And like I say, including the full schedule, check it out. You can get your tickets there. You'll learn more about the artists. And you mentioned Monday night's performance. I was looking at the artist bios, and you see that this gentleman played with Chick Corea and Art Blakely, and it really is mind-blowing to some of the talent that will be in Geneva. And, for the average person who isn't a jazz aficionado, some of the names might not be familiar, but the quality, like, you don't need to be a fan of jazz music to come and expose yourself to some of these performances, which, number one, you might become a jazz fan after seeing them, but jazz is such a open-ended genre. Some of it will lean more towards like traditional folk, and some of it will, lean more towards jazz fusion, little off the beaten path of what you would consider type of music you would listen to. But it does a wide spectrum of types of music and instruments. So it's a unique opportunity, I think, in our own backyard to really expose yourself to world-class talent at a really affordable price. And again, if you don't get the passport, you can buy, if there's an individual show that appeals to you, you can buy a ticket for just that performance. And there's also many other opportunities just to show up and listen to great live music without having a ticket. So it's really an awesome thing that you've put together leading up to the Christian McBride performance at the Smith on Tuesday night. There's going to be tons of people from across the area and the country in Geneva for the next several days. So, if you get a chance to get over there, I'd highly recommend it.
Thank you. Yeah, those events at Finger Lakes Live, we've lined them up to have a broad appeal. So Friday night we're presenting Bobby Henrie, who's one of the local Henrie brothers, if you've ever heard of them, that play all different types of genre, and he's an encyclopedia of jazz. So that'll be more of a, I don't want to say traditional because there's not really a traditional jazz style, but his band will be playing some of the favorites that you might be familiar with. And on Saturday, Jimmie Highsmith from Rochester will come in with more of a smooth jazz program. He's a saxophone player. He has the soprano sax and the jazz flute. Mm-hmm. That'll be really appealing. And then on Sunday, we present award-winning Nancy Kelly, who will be singing from the American Songbook. And in addition to that, we're offering live jazz jams following the shows.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it's going to be
fun.
fun.
You never know what's going to come about with something like that. So, that could be a highlight of the night. So as you look at here on the screen, some of the great artists that are going to be in town. So like I said, it's a great opportunity to see world-class talent right here in our backyard. And there'll be so much going on all weekend that you can pick and choose how it fits into your schedule, and or plan your whole weekend around it. Hit them all up because they'll be gone on Tuesday. So,
and if you're a closet jazz artist and I don't know you yet, you have a chance to bring your instrument out and join in on your favorite tune, one or two, and find yourself on the stage as well. It's going to be super great. We're looking to welcome a diverse group of artists and people into the city, and we just want to have a great time and highlight the amenities of Geneva and be a welcoming place for this event and future events as well.
Now, a lot of you might recognize Janelle from FLX 247. Great music service, kind of brings everything together in one place for you to know what's going on musically around the region throughout the year. And I think it's a little over a year now that this venture's been underway. How's it going?
Well, thanks for asking about that. As I mentioned before, I'm a little bit new on the music scene, and I've just been blown away. In 2022, on the FLXmusic247.com calendar, I've put over 5,000 live music events just in our area, not including any cities like Rochester or Syracuse, just in our rectangle, representing over 400 venues, 800 plus musicians. And I'm happy to report that I've helped over 40,000 people find live music just in the last 12 months. And it's quite rewarding to know that people want and need this kind of service. And I just, I've always been a service-oriented person, so this business kind of really fits in with my personal goals of helping people find where they want to be, find their scene, really, find the type of music they want to listen to, and find the type of places they want to enjoy themselves at.
It's great,
both
too,
local
because
residents and visitors.
If you were heading out on any given weekend throughout any season here, and you wanted to check out some live music, it's really difficult to figure out what your options are. And now, having everything in one place, you'll find things that you didn't know were going on, and find yourself in new places, listening to new music. And so it is a great service. It's something that didn't exist before you pulled it all together. So congratulations on the success, and also congratulations on pulling everything together for this first annual Scott Lafaro Geneva Jazz Fest. It had to be quite undertaking, and now it's ready to. Now the fun part starts, right?
Right. It's going to be fun. I look forward to meeting anyone that comes out. Make sure you say hi, and get in touch with me, and let me know what your thoughts are and how we can make the Finger Lakes a great place with music as at the center of it.
All right. Well, thanks, Janelle, and good luck. Good luck this weekend. Once again, that's the first annual Scott Lafaro Geneva Jazz Fest, starting Thursday, March 23rd, running through next week, Tuesday, March 28th. More information at genevajazzfestival.com, including schedule, artist bios, and tickets. 22 bands, 7 venues. It's going to be a great weekend in Geneva, so hopefully you can get out there and check it out.